Defiant Wrestling. Very interesting little promotion. And I think this came from something really that was just all internet oriented. And it still kind of is. But I'm very curious. And I hope that this show is going to be great. Says it's built to destroy. Let's see if it destroys some ratings. Hello, everybody. I'm just Simple Man, and my name is Noah Foster, and welcome once again to what's been long overdue, another simple Indyview on a series that I'm now calling Simplin' Predictin' Wrestling, SPW. I'm going to be doing that from now on and focusing on more independent wrestling as well, and going forward, all predictions will be called Simply Predictin' Wrestling. So let's have some fun and talk a little bit about this promotion, shall we? Defiant Wrestling was actually originally WCPW. Based from World Culture, it was an all-internet promotion, and it brought us the likes of Millie McKenzie, Ricochet, Matt Riddle, Walter, Will Ospreay, and so much more. But then it got rebranded and redesigned into Defiant Wrestling, who's now 3 years old, apparently. Currently commentated by James Bradshaw and James R. Kennedy, and their general manager is Prince Amin. Very funny character, to say the least. A very unique roster, too. And this is a weekly showcase of wrestling on an hour, with a live chat, by the way, that is on YouTube every week, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you get a chance, check it out. So with that, I'm here to give you my predictions on their upcoming pay-per-view, Built to Destroy. So with that, let's get right into the card. So our first match is the following. It is, let me get the names right here. Not the ups and downs, I want to save that. Here we go. First match is Lucky Kid versus Man Like Darius. Very interesting name. So, Man Like Darius, he is one of the more well-known stars on the roster and become one of the most popular, known as Mr. Cool. And I've seen him in action recently against Sean Custom, Carlos Ramon. But anyway, he is facing who has now been known as Lucky Kid, a guy that's returning, and it looks like now he is sought after the Defiant World Championship. He was originally scheduled to be on Lights Out, but apparently he got injured, so he couldn't face the Internet Champion, which we'll get to soon. So this is just going to be an interesting grudge match, and basically this is to define both men going forward in Defiant Wrestling. So if I were to pick a winner here, I'm going to pick, keep it simple. I'm going to pick Lucky Kid and see what happens. Moving on from there is a match I actually have much more interest in because I know this personality, courtesy of YouTube. You all might too. It is Nathan Cruz versus Simon Miller in what's literally being called an ups and downs match. And anybody who's heard of Simon Miller, you know exactly what that means as far as the series go. Good fun stuff to watch too. So, Simon Miller recently came on to Defiant Wrestling as a wrestler, but he's also known as a YouTuber at heart. And he gets bashed all the time by James R. Kennedy for trying to be a wrestler. I think he's doing pretty good though. But anyway, he's already been in a match with Martin Kirby for the Internet Championship, which we'll get to shortly. But then he got berated going forward by Nathan Cruz, who said at this point, you might as well burn your boots. You don't belong in this ring. And Nathan Cruz is one of those that looks at wrestling wholeheartedly, back to the classic roots of British wrestling. So, with that being said, we are going to have a 15-minute bout here where the rules are simple, as Simon put it. A pinfall gives you a point, but going over the top rope gives you also a point. Basically, that is the up. You get it? The up and the down. I thought it was very creative the way he puts this. So, let's see. Simon Miller trying to prove something to himself, basically merging his YouTube world with his wrestling world. And Nathan Cruz just out to prove a point, once again, that a YouTuber cannot beat a pure British wrestler. So, with that though, I have to imagine this isn't Simon Miller's flavor, excuse me. It's his match. I've got to go with Simon Miller. Come on now. So, and I'm curious to see where it goes from here. Maybe finally he'll get some more respect from James R. Kennedy, but he'll probably just berate him again as well. Alright, so moving on, we have the the No Fun Championship between No Fun Done and HT Drake. So this is all broken down in a freaking hurry. Ever since No Fun Done has held this title since February, it's been called the No Fun title. Hardcore doesn't exist. And then you have one of his running mates, HT Drake, who he basically, long story short, has been abolished, gone. basically done with War of the Championship as long as they would defeat one of his anti-fun police partners, which is the name of his faction. And it looks like basically at the No Regrets Rumble, the anti-fun police member John Klinger destroyed Drake's arm. But Drake's back with vengeance. And then we have HT Drake, who's trying to bring back the hardcore title to its former presentation. Again, I'm recently getting in this promotion. I've only seen it now for like 3 or 4 weeks, saw highlights of No Regrets, but I want to really follow this more. The person I know the most no longer with the promotion, I think, or is injured, Kanji. But I digress. Nice showing, by the way, NXT UK in that Women's Rumble. So, not taking too long in this match, I'm going to just say right now, no fun, just this no fun, alright? Hardcore is hardcore, respect it. I want the hardcore name back. So I am just going to go with HT Drake. So, moving on from there. Speaking of women, here's something I do know. Lizzie Styles, basically the Zach Gibson I like to think of Defiant Wrestling. Liverpool's #1, female apparently, versus stunning Lana Austin. Lana Austin's one of the longest, well-known names of Defiant Wrestling, and she has yet to coveted that Defiant Women's Championship. And then you have Lizzie Styles, who came in like a wildfire, dirty bitch, as Amin called her. Basically berated, defeated Kanji, and basically took it from Kanji when Kanji got injured, unfortunately. But General Amin, he set up a match with Lana Austin and her, one-on-one, and she did win. Under controversial circumstances, of course. And then you had these two going at each other now again with the idea of Lizzie Styles and her boyfriend, what's his name, CJ Parks, I believe, being in this together because she's the champion, blah, blah, blah. Basically, these two boyfriend-girlfriend, they faced up against Lana Austin, a partner of her choice, in the recent tag match where Lana Austin got the win. It infuriated her so bad that Lizzie Styles has literally put her title on the line against Lana Austin in a last woman standing match. So Lizzie Styles has been pretty much vocal beyond belief and believes that she is untouchable. But it's that confidence that could also be her downfall. Lana Austin, she's just trying to get the freaking title. So, oh man. This is their second title match. Even though the first one's controversial ref stance, there can be no controversy here. You're standing or beating your opponent till they can't answer the count of 10. So I have to go with, because I really want it to happen for her, and I think she needs and deserves it, I'm going to go with stunning Lana Austin for the win. Moving on. Oh, this is going to be interesting. We have a ladder match for the Defiant Tag Team Championships between SCC, who calls themselves Will Ospreay's Boys, who took these titles from Aussie Open, a team y'all might know very well, one of the best tag teams in the world, versus Benji and Visage. So here's what I've come to know. Benji is basically holding their version of Money in the Bank, the Magnificent Seven briefcase. For a while, he had a running tag team partner who basically was in it for the briefcase. His name was Connor Renshaw. For a while, they were calling themselves Renben. And for a while, they were a weird but working tag team until basically after a non-title contention fell flat with the briefcase, he basically attacked him down, and then this person who I can't define as normal or not, don't know, he's weirder than Goldust, I think. His name is Visage, and he decided to become tag team partner with Benji. So, what does Benji do? He cashes in his briefcase for a tag team opportunity against the cocky, pompous, will do anything to win, no matter the controversial circumstances, SCC. Ashley Dunn and Kelly Six. Okay. So people really want these guys to lose, alright? But these guys are going to do anything it takes to keep those titles. I mean... But then you have Benji, the lovable one, Visage, the odd one. A very unique, strange bedfellows tag team, I'm sure. So... I don't think these two have the same capability as Will Ospreay, honestly. This is a ladder match. It's going to definitely go in favor of the high flyers. I think Benji and Visage are going to be more adventurous and innovative with the ladders. I'm going to go with them, become the new tag team champs. Alright. So, moving on from there. Remember I was talking about Internet Championship? This title has been defined since WCPW. It is Martin Kirby, who you formerly might remember taking on Pachuti Club, versus the prestigious one, the local hero, Joe Hendry. So let's talk about how this all came to be. So Martin Kirby believes he's that good and he's worth more than being showcased on Defiant Wrestling for free, even though that's the literal compass of the Internet Champion. He refuses to defend this title, and even wrestle, it seems, unless it's now on pay-per-view where he gets paid. So Jinder Mahal came up with this idea. Okay, you're gonna wrestle for the Internet Championship. You're gonna defend your title against Joe Hendry. Now Martin Kirby has beaten him before, but Joe Hendry, he's reinvented himself. He's aggressive. He's hungry. Free agent. I don't know what all that means anymore. And he's basically coming in now for the Internet Championship. And to think, let's see here. Martin Kirby has had this title since 2018 when he beat Walter for it. So, mad respect to him. And he's beat many faces, including El Fantasma, who's now with Bullet Club. Anyway, I feel like Joe Hendry's got the momentum here because he just came off a grueling, incredible 30-minute Iron Man match, loser leaves Defiant Wrestling against Gabriel Kidd. I gotta admit, I was impressed. And I feel like Joe Hendry can do a lot with this title, especially since he already does his own little internet series on YouTube. So, keeping it simple, I am gonna go with the prestigious one becoming Internet Champion. And I hope that Martin Kirby quits being a bad guy after this too, and maybe it wakes him up. So, Joe Hendry is my pick to win. Which leads us to the main event of this show, the Defiant World Championship. It is Rampage, the current champ, versus David Starr. Okay, so David Starr recently won the No Regrets Rumble against Gabriel Kidd, I might add. He actually faced Gabriel Kidd for his spot in the No Regrets Rumble, being number 30 or number 1. And he won. What's funny is the No Regrets Rumble came down to Gabriel Kidd, number 1, versus David Starr, number 30. David Starr won, so good on him. This guy is aggressive, he's persistent, he's relentless, and I truly believe he deserves to be champion. Now, talk about Rampage. Rampage has been one of the longest reigning Defiant World Champions in Defiant Wrestling. But he recently lost it to Robbie Coyle and then won it back. But can you call it a win when it comes against Robbie Coyle, who's more of a manipulator of mind games and has seen to brainwash or influence Rampage to his side? Roy Coyle and Rampage are now a unit, and that spells bad things. For those of you who don't know, Roy Coyle is known as like the last real sick boy. He is sick, twisted, sadistic. He loves VHS tapes too. Weird. Anyway, David Starr is coming off a video store massacre, yes, you heard me right, from the last episode of Loaded against Roy Coyle, and he won. Now, whether or not that means he's going to stay out of this match, I don't know. I don't know how to define or trust Roy Coyle. I don't think nobody can trust him. Anyway, David Starr, he could do a lot with this title, but, I mean, he failed to defeat Walter. He also failed to defeat Pac. But you can't argue with the heart of this guy. And I really do want him to win this. He's also coming off a an insane ladder match against El Fantasma for the British Cruiserweight Championship. And he lost that too. So, these two are not strangers to each other though, okay? Because again, the wild card here is going to be Roy Coyle. But, not taking too long, I am just going to say, because he's going in with momentum, and I want to see something different, and honestly, I'm surprised Rampage hasn't gone to NXT UK like Primate, aka Paul Melrose. I'm just going to say that David Starr wins, and we'll see what it leads to. And to think, Rampage is coming off his last match against Pac, too, which ended, of course, under circumstances that protected Pac in defeat, disqualification, and David Starr won. It wouldn't surprise me if this leads to David Starr versus Pac for the title, which I would love to see. So with that, those are my simple predictions on Defiant Wrestling brings to you Built to Destroy. It should be a very interesting show, and I actually plan on watching it Sunday because, as you all know, Saturday is AEW Fyter Fest. So, I hope you all do give Defiant Wrestling a chance. Check it out, and if you don't do anything else, check out the next little Loaded. It will be Sunday, of course, at 3 p.m. Join the chat, join the discussion, and learn a bit more about this internet-based promotion that defines British wrestling. It's pretty fun, too. I mean, I literally just came off last episode of Loaded, and between the Video Store Massacre match and the freaking intergender match between Laura De Matteo and Chris Brooks, freaking insane. Very impressive. So, if you do get the opportunity, go check out Defiant Wrestling. So that's all I have for now. Thank you all for listening and tuning in. Like, share, retweet, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Leave me your predictions in the comments down below. And if you want to know more about this promotion around independent wrestling, know this. I'm just a simple man and a lifelong fan of wrestling. Follow me on Twitter at nfoster1916 or nodq.com/Noah. Check out my simple YouTube channel here. Everything's under a nice simple playlist at youtube.com/users/NoahFoster210, where you'll be getting more retrospectives, predictions, and so much more basic, simple wrestling content here on this channel. Every week at heart is my series 205 Live Matters that focuses on cruiserweight wrestling, the cruiserweights, reviewing, previewing, discussing 205 Live at heart with some great friends. So with that, I think I'm done. Support NoDQ. They're the reason I got into YouTube. Buy a shirt. NoDQ.com/shirts. Go follow me on your social media platforms. Make a friend, make an enemy, troll virtue, whatever tickles your fancy. There's a comment section for everything. Polls, memes, gifts, reviews, picks. You name it. It's there. It's wrestling. It's fun. And as always, I'd like to close. Support your local wrestling outlets, both big and small. And let's keep growing this wrestling community together. Simple as that. And support, of course, independent wrestling in general. So with that, thank you again for watching. Thank you again for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned tomorrow where I will be giving predictions on Ring of Honor Best in the World, as well as a simple bracketology video and simple predictions for a portion of the G1 Climax. There's so much incredible wrestling ahead in July, and I'll be working with NoDQ as well on a number of things too. So stay tuned there as well. Take care, enjoy time with your family, enjoy wrestling, enjoy life, and until our next video, hope you all have a good night.